On today's video, we're going to be looking at a very important question. And the question says, are you marriable? Now, this is something that I believe there are many people who may not have given this a thought, but we're going to be looking at this. Are you marriable as a man, as a woman? Now, the reason this question is very important is because, marriage is an important milestone in destiny. Everyone has a marital destiny, and the idea is that one day we'll all get married and raise a family. But the question then is, can someone marry you? You heard me right. That's something that we should ask ourselves as singles, as a single guy, as a single lady. Are you marriable? Now, if you can come up with a truthful answer to this very question, I am telling you, it will go a very long way to prepare you for the days ahead. I'm one of those persons who believe that if you want to get married, you should prepare for it. And one of the ways you prepare for marriage is by asking this very question. Now, for most people, they will say, of course, I'm marriable. Come on, I just do not have the right person yet, but I am marriable. So for such an argument, we're going to be looking at a few things. Now, I'm not disputing the fact that, you think that about yourself. It's a good idea, and it's the right idea you should have about yourself. There is no point having a negative idea about yourself. It is good for you to have that kind of idea about yourself. But the thing is, we are going to be looking at few things that will help you to ponder on some realities so that you can make adjustments here and there. Now, if you're going to know if you are marriable or not, we'll consider a few things. The first one, are you patient? Are you a patient person? If you get married tomorrow, or let's take, for example, before the marriage happens, are you patient with people? When you are offended, are you patient? Are you able to stay patient? This is something that I want you to really look into. If there is one thing I've come to realize about singles, is that they are not patient. It happened in my own days. There was a time when I knew I was not a patient person. I was very quick to get angry. I was quick to be offended, So ask yourself this question: am I a patient person? And if you're not, it's time for you to work on it. That's the right thing to do. The next thing we're going to be looking at here is, are you a tolerant person? Do you tolerate people? Because see, in marriage, there are lots of things that you will have to tolerate. This is the truth. You have to tolerate your spouse, your partner. You have to tolerate people. You have to tolerate your in-laws. You have to tolerate your children when they start coming. And you see, this journey of tolerance, it's a continuous journey. Even your neighbors, you will have to tolerate them. So ask yourself this question: am I tolerant? Now we're going to look at the next one. These things will help you to look inwards and begin to look at the area that you must work on. The next one we're going to be looking at here is that, are you a nag? There are men today who nag a lot. There are women today who nag a lot. And trust me, nobody wants to get married to someone who is a nag. So the question is, are you a nag? Think about this. How do you know if you are a nag? The moment where you keep, ranting about things that you're not supposed to rant about. The moment you keep giving attention and talking about minor issues, staying on those minor issues for a very long time, when you begin to see such a thing in your life, it means you are a nag. So ask yourself that question: am I a nag? This will go a very long way to help you to know if you're ready for marriage or not, if you are marriable or not. The next thing we're going to be looking at here is that, are you a peaceful person? Trust me, nobody wants problems. And I can tell you this, there are many people today who are not peaceful. They love to fight. They love it when their house is hot. The question is, who are you? Are you a peaceful person? Are you a lover of peace? Are you one who just wants peace to reign in the house? Hear me, if you are that kind of a person, it means you are marriable. So if, as you are listening to me right now, you are not a peace-loving person, or you are not so peaceful, then you have to think again. You need to make up your mind to improve on yourself. Now, these are some key things that I'm just trying to talk about here, because trust me, when it comes to marriage, there are a lot of things that you will have to deal with. And what I'm sharing now with you will go a very long way to determine if you will be able to get married and stay in the marriage? We're going to be looking at the next one now, which I wrote down here for you. Are you a forgiving person? Because if you're not, then you're not marriable. I've seen cases of people, they hold on to things for a very long time, for days and days. They are holding on to it. When their spouse offends them, they find it difficult to forgive. Now, who are you? Do you find it easy to forgive, or you hold things back for days? Ponder on this truth, and this will help you to know if you are marriable or not. Because trust me, if you are not a forgiving person, nobody wants to end up with you. Even when they do, it may not stay long. The reason is because this particular character will always surface. And 5 months after certain issues may have taken place, you may just find yourself, still on this same matter. You may just find yourself still talking about something that happened 5 months ago. And if you continue like this, it becomes a problem. So these are some of the things that you should look inwards. Look inwards and try to tell yourself the truth. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at here is, are you visionary? Are you a today person, or you are someone who sees into the future? Let me tell you something. One of the things that makes people great is when they are able to see into the future, when they are visionary. Trust me, nobody wants to end up with a man or a woman who's got no vision. I'm telling you, there are people today who just want to get married because of some reasons that they are looking at, they are considering today. They are not considering tomorrow. And when you are not visionary, people will easily take note of this, and then they say, no, I cannot keep up with this. Remember, when people want to get married, they are not just looking at beauty or your physical looks. They are also trying to see your kind of person. They are trying to see if you are someone who has a future. And one of the ways you can know someone who has a future is when they are visionary. So think about it. Are you visionary? What are your plans right now for the next 5 years? What are your plans right now for the next 7 years? If you get married tomorrow, or marriage happens right now, what are your plans? Why do you even want to get married? There are people today who just want to get married because, they feel they are old enough for marriage. There are people who want to get married today because they feel that, I should get married. And why there are some others who just feel, my mates, they are all married, so I too need to be married. When you are functioning like this, it means you have no vision. There should be a reason why you want to get married. Yeah, because in marriage is not the end, it's only a means to an end. After you have gotten married, what next? It is only vision that helps you to carry on. That's why you see lots of people today, when they get married, they get into marriage, they get into the place of depression. There are so many people who are depressed in their homes right now. You know why? Because there were no concrete vision. No vision. So ask yourself this question: am I visionary? And guess what? When you are visionary, you will attract a man or a woman who is visionary. When you are not, you will attract your kind. So this is something that I want you to consider. Think about it, ponder on this truth, because it will go a very long way to help you. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at here is, are you an asset or a liability? What's an asset? An asset is someone who yields profit. And a liability is someone who only spends. But a woman listening to me right now, are you an asset? Will you be an asset to your marriage? Are you a man listening to me right now? Will you be an asset to your marriage, or you become a liability? I'm telling you, there are many marriages today where, these things are creating problems, because from the very onset, these things were not carefully worked on. So I came here to encourage every one of you listening to me right now. Think about this and ponder on them. Am I an asset? Am I going to be profitable to my marriage? Today we find that aside intimate activities in many relationships, there is nothing else they bring on the table. They don't inspire themselves in any way. So what are you going to bring on the table? As a girl, what are you going to bring on the table? As a young man, what are you going to bring on the table? Today we have young ladies who have this mindset like, I did not succeed in anything, let me just get married. But today, trust me, no man wants a woman who will become a total liability, and no woman wants a man who will become a total liability. And this is the reason we always encourage people, before you start thinking about that you want to get married, first of all, fix that area of your life. Make sure you are profitable and productive before you say you want to get married. Never you put love before this. Because if you put love before profitability and productivity, hear me, in the long run, that love will dry up, because love is not enough to sustain relationship. There are lots of other factors that help to sustain relationship, and one of those factors is profitability and productivity. So ever before you start thinking of you want to get married, listen, fix this area of your life, especially those of you who are men. Fix this area of your life and make sure that this area has been sorted out. At least, see, we are not saying that you should be rich, or we are not saying that you should be overly rich. No, we are just saying that have something that you do that generates income for you. That is what makes you an asset. So that way you will not become a liability to your partner or to your family. And the next one we're going to be looking at here is, are you respectful? We have so many arrogant folks today, so many arrogant people who are not willing to submit, who are not willing to follow laid down principles, willing to respect anyone. Young ladies out there who are not willing to respect anyone. Young men out there who are not willing to respect, so they disrespect everybody. So the question is, are you respectful? If you are not, nobody will be able to marry you. This is the truth. I'm not just talking to women here, I'm talking to men. Women today do not want to spend the rest of their lives with men who disrespect them. And sadly, there are many men out there who disrespect women and treat women as though they are lower sets of people, which is wrong. So you must ask yourself this question: am I respectful? How ready am I to respect my husband? How ready am I to respect my spouse? And I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons many young ladies are not married today. This is one of the reasons many young men are not settled today. You know why? Because they have no respect for anybody. They have no respect for their relationship. They have no respect for their marriage. They have no respect for their spouse. They have no respect for anybody. In most cases, they don't have any respect for themselves. So these are some of the things that we must consider. And finally, are you God-fearing? Are you God-loving? This is so important. I often tell people, if the person you want to get married to is not God-fearing and he does not love God, then you are already on the wrong path. If a man cannot love and commit to his creator, he cannot love and commit to you. The earlier you get this truth, the better. Understand this. Stop trying to think that, oh, the person will change. A man or a woman who does not love God, who does not love to go to church, does not love to pray, does not love to spend time in the house of the Lord, a man or a woman who falls in this category, do not think he's going to change after marriage. It's probably going to get worse. It will even weaken your fire. So I want to encourage you to look into these things. I know you want to get married, but first of all, ask yourself these questions. And you will agree with me that there are several of these that you will discover that needs to be worked on in your life. And I'm telling you, when you work on it, to go a long way to help you. So that'll be all for this video. I don't want to make it too long, and I believe that you've learned something. Let me know what you've learned in the comment box, and like this video, share with your friends and families. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you do so, and click on the notification bell so that the next time I post a new video, you will be the first to receive the video. There are a whole lot of other things to consider as well, but this is just an introduction to help you to start thinking in the direction that you truly need to think. So that'll be all for now. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.